If you look at the really serious problems that we face, whether it's climate, toxification, the hypoxias, or our own crisis of obesity, or the pesticide crisis, these are choices that were made in the 20th century. And so they're not this president's responsibility, or by the way, the next president's responsibility. They're our responsibility. But these choices all have one thing in common, which is that we need to be more conscious.
Right.
We need to see the connections. We need to recognize that there are direct consequences to the shortcuts that we take.
Right.
And we've lost the sight of that this is, in the Jeffersonian terms, this is we the people. This is us.
Yeah.
And we the people have taken this passive role. We the people have allowed the media to dictate the trends. We the people are not speaking loudly enough, as Obama asked us to do. I sell to millions and millions of consumers. I have yet to meet the consumer who says, please sell me the yogurt with more pesticides.
Right.
Please give me the one with a double dose of hormones. Everyone wants to do the right thing for our children, for our bodies, for the future. The only problem is we need it to be convenient, we need it to taste good, we need it to be on our terms. But the point is that we all want to do the right thing. And what Barack is saying is he's saying it's up to all of us as individuals to take responsibility for the kind of world we want. That's the central message. Yeah. It's not about one president solving the oil crisis, one president solving the economic crisis.
It's back to Kennedy. Ask not what your country can do for you.
If you understand the core message, then I think the hope continues. Mm-hmm. The hope endures. If you don't, then it's easy to take pot shots. The seeds of the oil spill are the same as the seeds of the climate crisis, or the same as the seeds of the toxification of our air, water, and soil. The Gulf of Mexico, well before this oil spill, was already the site of one of the largest dead zones in the world because of the excess amount of chemical fertilizers running off. And that all translates, every one of these issues, while they may seem overwhelming to us, as is being the President of the United States an overwhelming concept, every one of them starts with our individual choices. What happened in this country was we went from a government of the oil people to a government elected by everyday folks. And when I say that, I don't mean just the votes. I'm talking about the way the campaign was financed. The average contribution of the Obama campaign was $120 per person.
Engaging people who felt totally disenfranchised, young people, African Americans, who didn't feel like, they were qualified to be part of the conversation. I see it on television. It's just dominated by these old white guys. Meet the press, whatever, I don't have to be an authority, but I'm an American. I'm a mom.
People talk about healthcare reform as, argue good, bad, or otherwise. The reality is that he's moved the needle forward. Right. But unfortunately, in the partisan atmosphere that we're in, you never even heard the word preventative health being talked about through that entire campaign. That is ultimately real health care, just what you're talking about. Real health care is not getting sick in the first place so that we don't have to spend the billions and trillions to treat us. And again, this notion that the president is responsible for these things. When I watched after the oil spill, people complaining that the president isn't doing enough as we drove in our SUVs, as we kept our air conditioning on.
Right, and they called it his Katrina.
Yeah, well, it's ours.
It is ours.
That's the central message.
And then there's all of this Tea Party stuff that's coming up, and
that's ironic too, because the Tea Party movement is about individual freedom and taking government off of our backs, and that is precisely what the Barack Obama I know and have met believes in as well, is empowering individuals to make the right choices. That we can't solve all problems through legislation. So ironically, I think at the base philosophy there's probably a lot more in common there. But again, in the hyped up partisan environment, it's hard to see the core messages come through. They're not sound bites. The message is in the fact that he's there every day. The message, as with Stonyfield, is that impossible is nothing when we have a willpower.
Right.
I would hope that it's to remind people of what his core message was.
Right.
Which is that this is, our world, our planet, our country. What kind of world do we want to have? Not elect me and I'll lead you there.
Right.
I'll facilitate, I'll help, but
it's time for a change. Change the way gonna end. Well, kiss your families all goodbye, everybody, and all of your friends. Ooh, yeah. Now we can't blame it on nobody but ourselves. Hey, 'cause chemicals, emissions, and pollutions are destroying our health. If you know what I mean, we all need to change. From the air we breathe to our forestry, we have to do better. We all need to change. Look through the hourglass, we're running out of gas. It ain't gonna last, oh no. This planet that we're sharing together ain't gonna last very long. No, no, no. Being naive will solve the problems. We gotta face it head on. Ooh, yeah. Just think about our children, y'all, skating on thin ice, and it won't be nice. At the rate of global warming, we all better think twice. If you know what I mean, think green. We all need change. From the air we breathe to our forestry, we have to do better. We all need to change. Look through the hourglass, we're running out of gas, and it ain't gonna last, oh no. Environmentalists are predicting the future, it's catastrophic events. Hey, destruction of our planet, y'all, is what we have to prevent. That's right. Well, it's time for us to start making new choices for all that is worth right now. It's about our love and devotion for our Mother Earth. If you know what I mean, think green.